in for Jalen Rose. We really appreciate you doing this for the last couple days.
My pleasure, man.
Not everything is worth discussing in the world of sports and pop culture, so we have a segment called Keep It Moving.
Okay.
If you want to discuss the topic, you say hit the brakes. If not, me, you, and Method Man, keep it moving. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First, Las Vegas has the Browns with all their new offensive weapons missing the playoffs. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
I'm going to say that football. Yeah, no, I don't think the Browns. I don't think the Browns are going to make the peak. So we're going to keep it moving.
Keeping it moving. Next, Ezekiel Elliott has been in the news recently because of his diet. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Oh, we're going to hit the brakes.
Okay, here is video of Ezekiel Elliott, who has lately on social media been chastised for his shape. This is him eating a gigantic steak by the bone. Does that look disgusting or appetizing to you?
That looks amazing. I promise you, like one of these days, I've never done that because whenever you get the bone in, you're always at a restaurant.
Yes.
But I've always looked at it and just wanted to pick that. I've always wanted to do that.
It's also, there's something about Dallas, Texas, and steaks where they're just better there. It's like Guinness in Ireland. They're like, cheesesteaks in Philly.
It's just cultural things. They're just better there.
I want to eat a big gigantic steak like that.
Yeah, just
like
literally because it looks like a rack of lamb where you have it like on the bone and you're just like, except it's huge. It's amazing.
Next, James Holzhauer has broken Jeopardy. The man cannot lose. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
Okay. James Holzhauer, this guy has broken all kinds of records at Jeopardy. He is too good at the game. He only won his last bout by $18.
Wow.
He's made $1.3 million playing Jeopardy, and he used to be a professional gambler, which I think gives him a little advantage.
Well, yeah, it definitely gives him an advantage. Like he's some sort of genius, so he can retain this knowledge. He has a photographic memory.
Yes.
So like you can do poker because you're always playing the numbers. Or bet you he's probably not allowed to play blackjack in too many.
He's not welcome in too many professional betting buildings.
But yeah, no, for that, look, if you have a skill, if you have an ability, look, you can say it's cheating because you have a skill, but I think being 7 feet tall in basketball is cheating.
But it's really good for Jeopardy because it rises the interest in Jeopardy.
It does.
Just a regular Jeopardy day, like, who cares? But this guy's on a streak, I'm gonna tune in.
Yeah.
Next, I have a picture of a gigantic man who wants to fight in the octagon. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Oh, hit the brakes.
Okay. This man is called Sajjad Garibi. Sajjad Garibi is his name. He's the Iranian Hulk. He wants to fight MMA. What is your number? How much money would you have to be paid to fight this man in the octagon? Look at this guy in a car. Look at him in a car.
I'm going to need excessive amounts of drug testing. And
That's a good point.
Excessive amounts of drug testing.
I like the picture of him behind the desk.
No, those candid shots that he gets, right? Him in his sunset. No, look, I don't know that man is like he's like physically, he's emotionally intimidating.
Yeah, he
affects me emotionally when I look at that man.
I just stared at that man's torso for just 5 minutes this morning. Be like, what is that?
Like I can honestly say, and I don't think I have a weak jaw, but I can honestly say like one punch, and I would just be like, why am I here? What am I doing?
There is
here?
no part of my body that man could punch, and I would be okay.
No.
The thigh, the shoulder.
No, and I wouldn't want him to grab and start bending something, and me not even know how to tap out, and it just snaps.
So let's get to the point. How much money would it cost?
Ooh, $100 million.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair number. Next, Dr. Pepper has a new flavor. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Oh, keep it moving.
Okay,
I didn't drink their original.
Keep it moving.
We have some news about the future of Thunder coach Billy Donovan. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
It's been reported that Sam Presti expects Billy Donovan to be back as the Thunder head coach. They lost in the first round of the playoffs the last 2 years. Do you think that a coaching change perhaps could happen?
3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 years. He's been gone. KD's been gone 3 years. They've had 3 first-round exits.
So don't you think that usually when that happens, you can't change the roster, so sometimes you change the coach?
Well, I think you look at how a coach runs an organization. I think you look at the tools that he has. I think you judge him on how he's managing it.
And things he can't control, like Paul George's health. I think Paul George's health.
That's not the thing that he can't control. That's not the thing that he can control. Because a part of it is like, okay, Russell Westbrook, we can see that, we're starting to see a trend here. Great player, dominant player. all-time
I feel a
great.
butt coming.
Yes. And so the but is more of like, not that he's the issue, but it's like, if we bring in another coach, is this guy the new coach going to be able to get Russell Westbrook to do something different than he's been doing for the last 5 years? Most likely not. So why change our coach if we feel like we have a good one and we can stick with him?
We're in New York City.
Okay.
Spent some time here. I spend all my time here.
Yeah.
There's a new trend.
Tell me what it is.
In nightlife in New York City.
Ooh.
Sober bars are a new trend in New York City. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
I have to hit the brakes. I'm so sorry.
There has been a number of new establishments that are billing themselves as sober bars where all of the cocktails are mocktails. So people go there and they just hang out. Will you be going to a sober bar anytime soon?
I would never be caught dead in a sober bar.
I mean, nothing against sobriety.
No.
Why would you never go to one?
No, look. I understand that there are certain people with issues, and I'm all
of course. Yes.
I'm not here, but it's look, if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So I don't think you need to be giving people that might be dealing with sobriety like these fake mocktails and putting them in these fake
that. I like
put
that.
them in
This
these
probably
like
is
fake.
not encouraging people who have quit drinking to not drink.
Yeah, it's like no,
that's a
you
good
can
point.
still go to a place and not drink. You can still go to a place and be social. But to say that like there's a social scene, because the first thing I would do is like, yeah, I'll go with you, but I'm gonna bring a flask, right? So it's like,
that's a wrinkle.
Yeah, and I don't need to drink to have fun, but
Neither do I.
I have fun when I drink. So like, you tell me which one I'm gonna do.
Yes, if I have the choice, I would prefer a traditional bar, but I'm sure these are serving some customer somewhere. And also, like, isn't this just like a juice place?
No, it's
like,
yeah,
isn't this
like
just a juice place that's open late?
Look, it's
like,
it's,
Juice Generation can just stay open another 4 hours, and that's what you got.
Yeah, it's not helping people's sobriety, taking away the option.
It's a good point. Next, Joel Embiid was very descriptive about his stomach issues that he had before Game 2. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
I could care less about his stomach issues. Keep it moving.
Okay, we'll keep it moving.
Keep it moving. We keep it moving.
LeBron James Jr., known as Bronny, had an interesting observer at one of his games in Atlanta. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
Coach K showed up to watch LeBron James play under 16-year-olds in Atlanta. LeBron James Jr. is 14 years old. But here's my question. Doesn't Coach K know that the one and done is going to be gone by the time he's even eligible to play at Duke?
Will it? Well, but I'm going to still say this. Like, just because Bron did it, like, if you can go to school for 1 year, and be under Coach K, or there's quite a few other coaches, and I think it's great for him. I think that helped Zion, right? I think it helped with his confidence. I think it helped with and I think that part is good for basketball. But I think guys should have the ability to go straight out.
Well, it's not just the ability. Sometimes you're just not good enough. Like, we can't guarantee that this 14-year-old, just because he's the son of LeBron James, that he's going to be LeBron James's level when he's 18 years old.
And the other thing about it is that, look, he's tall, but he's not like especially tall. He's not 6'8". He's not 6'10", where you're like, oh, this guy is definitely going to be there, just a matter of time. I think he is super talented. He does some things at like, he's better than I was at his age. Right? Yeah, he was better than I was.
The game's a little different too.
But still, like, look, the fact that, like, dude, I was, McDonald's All-American. I was this, and he's better than I was, means that, like, he has a very good progressive chance.
We will preview 2 huge games tonight in the NBA. We have the Bucks and Celtics, and Game 2 of the Warriors and Rockets. We'll tell you all about those right after this. Well, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And I'm joined by Richard Jefferson, who also has a podcast. Subscribe to the Road Trippin' Podcast. Well, Giannis, he was bottled up a little bit in Game 1.
Yeah.
And he was asked about adjustments that he will make for Game 2. Let's listen to the Greek Freak.
We're just going to keep doing what we've been doing all year. I don't think there should be no change at all. What should be a change after a game that we lost? We should not be the team that make the adjustment. Even though we lost the first game, we're just going to come out and play our hardest and see how Game 2 go. If it doesn't go well for us, then you can think about adjusting. But right now, we're not adjusting nothing. We're just going to play. Be us. We go out there and compete.
Some tells me Coach Bud feels differently. Like, that's what you're supposed to say when you're the star player. But are they really not going to make adjustments?
Well, that's what they say. The team that loses always has the advantage, right? Because they're going to make adjustments, and the team that won is going to keep everything the same. So, like, they actually have the advantage, because if you keep everything the same and we're making adjustments, then we then get the advantage. We can go around what you did. I think he did it right. And I think he's saying, and let me say why. I've talked about this last time, that Detroit did not prepare them for this intensity level. So now, and the only thing I would say to him is do it, and do it a little bit more intense, do it a little bit harder, raise your edge, raise your level. Because people are like, oh, it's the playoffs. Shouldn't their level be at the highest? It's like, no, a first round intensity level is not like the finals, and it's not like a conference finals. So that's what my opinion is.
And these game twos tonight are just so pivotal. Every game two is, because going down 0-2 is just so different, especially when you are the home team in those first two games. Next, the big one. The big one. The series we've all been waiting for. Game one did not disappoint. Game two between the Rockets and the Warriors in Oracle, 10:30 p.m. What do you expect to see from this?
I think that it'll either be a 20-point blowout by the Warriors, or I think it'll be like a 4-point win by the Rockets. And the reason why is I just think that, I think that the series, when I said that the series is over, it's not because it's not going to be competitive. It's just right now, when they had that opportunity, it's very similar to last year when the Cavs lost that game one. You were like, yo, that could have changed the whole psyche. That could have changed the whole focus of the series. And then when you lose that game and now there's all this other stuff, if the Rockets don't come out focused and locked in, like obviously, the Warriors, how are you going to beat them 4 out of 6? Like you could say whatever you want.
I think one of the keys wasn't the referee. It's James Harden was 9 for 28 from the field. And that's not the normal James Harden we're used to seeing.
No, and then people say, oh well, the Cavs team did it. How can you say that, Richard? It's like, well, let's look at our two best players. LeBron James, exponentially better than James Harden. No disrespect to James Harden. Like Kyrie Irving is better than Chris Paul. He's younger. But let's look at that. So from that standpoint, look at who our two best players were, and we barely were able to pull it off.
I'm really rooting for out of this game too. What I really want to see happen, that tomorrow on this program, we're not talking about the officiating. We're just talking about basketball.
Because that's
really where I want my head to be.
I love the Houston Rockets. I really think that they had a chance to win it last year, and I think that they can be very, very competitive, but they just got to get their minds right.
Thanks so much for joining us, Richard Jefferson. Look forward to having you back soon. We'll be back here, ESPN 2 at 2 tomorrow.